All right, U of S coach Regina Boy Mason Nyhus joining us again here on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline. Mason, before we get to the Hardy Cup last week and then what's ahead for you guys, unfortunate news. Anton Ammonrud, your starting quarterback, diagnosed with lymphoma. Now I'm sure it's a rallying cry for the guys to kind of carry things on with him battling right now.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously super tough news for all the coaches and players. We all love A's. I mean, I played with him for 3 years, coach him. He's my guy. I'm a quarterback coach. He's a quarterback. So obviously super tough week here. But he knows we're all behind him. He's a super tough kid. He's a fighter. So there's no doubt in my mind he'll kick this cancer's ass. And yeah, obviously a tough week.
Right on. Yeah, no. And it's awesome to see full support from the province now. It doesn't matter where you're from and just everything behind it. So yeah, everybody's behind him for sure. Okay. Let's go back to that Hardy Cup, man. I gotta ask you, can you give it to me straight? What are you thinking, and relaying to your guys in that fourth quarter down 15?
Yeah, man. Dude, you're just trying to be calm. Like, obviously, I'm a booth guy, so I'm in the booth. So it's me and Dan Hool, one of our other offensive coaches, and we're saying some choice words up there at times and whatnot. But obviously, when I'm on the mic with Jake, our quarterback, through the headset and whatnot, it's just smooth. Listen to the sound of my voice, tone, right? Just trying to stick to operation because in the first half, like, we ran the ball pretty effectively. We just didn't finish in the black turf. We finished with field goals, obviously not ideal. But I thought we were doing okay. And then last drive of the first half, we went tempo. We went down. We put up points. We put up a field goal to go into the halftime. And then we were running tempo a little bit, and we were moving the ball pretty quickly. And I thought we were moving the ball great. We just had kind of two unforced errors that we can't have moving forward. But fortunate enough, we got out of that hole, and then we kept sticking to it, got the ball moving, and then made some big plays down the stretch and got the job done. So yeah, no, there's definitely obviously not the happiest of times at times, but there isn't a doubt in our players that they're going to be operational in the fact that they're just going to play every play the exact same way. So I'm really proud of the way the guys battled out of that hole.
Yeah, you were in some heaters as a player. Did you go back to any games when you were in that you guys were down, coming back, and then maybe grabbing some experience or trying to stay calm, like you said?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as a coach, I coached at UBC. We were in the Hardy Cup against U of A, and it was 50 seconds left. We're down 6 points, and they have the ball on our 30-yard line. Like, the game's over, and then they fumble, and we go down and score and win the game with the last play. So, like, there's games like that, and then obviously as a player, like, the UTEC Bull in Montreal stands out to me, the last drive, stuff like that. So, yeah, you definitely rely on your experience that, especially in Canadian football, the way the clock system works, you're never out of a game. But with that being said, as a player and coach, it's so different. Like, as a player, I found myself way less stressed or anything like that when you're playing because you're just doing. I remember talking to my mom and dad after games, like, oh my goodness, I was freaking out. I'm like, yeah, you're just kind of in the moment. Whereas a coach, it's about the Jimmies and Joes. Like, me and Flory are just saying numbers on a page and they have to go execute it. So, man, it really doesn't matter how we feel. Yeah. It's about making sure we're really into the guys to stay calm, cool, and collected.
Oh, I bet the juices are flowing. That's so excited. So Laurier was expected to be in here, but of course with U Sport, it's a beautiful thing. There's an upset now. Now we got Queens rolling in. You watch tape, Mason. What do they do defensively? Let's start with that.
Man, they're just super sound. Like, they are a well-coached, disciplined, sound football team. Man, they're not extremely complex. They do a lot of different stuff, but they're not extremely complex. I just think they're very good at what they do. They have a really good middle linebacker. He's highly touted in the OUA there, the Ontario Football Conference. They have a really good veteran secondary. Their field corner is a younger guy, year two, but everyone else is like a fourth, fifth-year cat in the secondary. They're very veteran, played together a long time, and they have a couple guys that can get after the passer. So we're going to have our work cut out for us, but, I mean, I really think we match up well. I think we'll have a good game plan for them, and we're excited for the challenge.
You think you guys will be able to protect well?
I do. I think there's some things we can do in protection wise to keep Jake upright and finish the throwing motion, give him three and a hitch. And I think that's all he needs in regards to our rhythm path a rhythm passing game. But yeah, I think we'll be able to keep them upright, and we'll have time to throw the rock downfield.
I'm sure you watched their offense as well. From what I was reading, they got a couple of running backs to key on.
Yeah, they have. I mean, they're a veteran team. Like, this is kind of the year for them to do it. So it's really good for them that they can come out of the OUA. They have a lot of fifth year guys. They have a fifth year quarterback, a fifth year running back. Just an older group of dudes that have played together for a long time. But yeah, they pound the rock for sure. I haven't watched too much of their offense, truthfully, but I know they pound the rock, and they have some good quarterback play as well.
This is a throwback, I think, to 1989 when
Something crazy.
Husky, like big shoulder pads, horse collars, big glasses on guy young Brian Towers. I remember that because the Huskies never went to the Vanier Cup, so then they beat them and then they went to the Vanier. It's been a while since these two teams have played against each other.
Yeah, man, it's an unknown opponent. Like, it's weird. You get out of conference, and it's typical like this when you get out of conference because you don't know what you're up against, really. Like, when you play the Rams for a third time this season, we played UBC 4 times this year, including our exhibition game. Like, you know their personnel and what's going on inside and out, and just like they know us. Whereas you get out of conference, it's kind of a whole new ball game. With that being said, we've been pretty fortunate here at the US to play in out of conference games quite a bit recently. So we've played the Westerns a couple times. We've played Montreal, we've played Laval, but Queens is a completely new, unknown opponent to us. So it's just been a ton of tape, trying to get just comfortability with what you're seeing in personnel.
Okay, this is just a couple of guys now talking at the tap NOD here. I want you to give it to me straight. What are you thinking when you're watching the Riders game last week when they decided to kick that field goal there?
Never a doubt. There's never a doubt. Never a doubt. No, see, like, it's so tough because in game, and I know myself and Coach Flory, I'm sure we've made decisions where Perry Nyhus in the stands like, what are they thinking? Like, whatever. Like, I'm sure. But with this flow of the game and your belief in sides of the football, it's kind of how those decisions get made, like, truthfully. So it's like, if you think your defense is rolling and you think you trust those guys, I totally get where they're coming from. If you thought your defense is getting torched and you don't trust those guys, it's probably a bad call. So it's really like, it's dependent on personnel and how the flow of the game's going. But clearly, Coach Mace, being a defensive guy, he trusts his guys. Like, that's like, if you're a player, if you're a defensive lineman or a DB in that situation, you got to be like, man, my coach put the ball in my hands there. Like, so hats off to them making the play. But man, obviously in hindsight, if it works, you're the hero. If it doesn't, I'm sure SportsCage phone lines are blowing up. So I mean, good for them though. They got out of there, and I'm really happy for Coach Mason, Coach Mueller, a buddy of mine. Really happy for those guys.
But as a quarterback too, right? Because they get the ball back, but then they go 2-0 and they got to punt it again. So it's like, oh, I don't think this was part of the script. But then Trevor Harris, man, like ice in veins, like Tom Brady, like how with a minute left, he marched. He just kind of picked apart that zone.
For sure, he's just like, man, the veteran quarterbacks. He's obviously had a hell of a season. With the Riders, obviously, but man, he's just a veteran quarterback, cool, calm, collected, kind of like we were mentioning. I'm sure the fans sitting in front of their TV or in Mosaic Stadium are freaking out, but there's no doubt in my mind, like, obviously after there's that release of emotions because you're retaining it inside and you're like, Trevor's pumped up, he's fired up, they just won the game. Like, the release of emotions would be a lot, obviously, but in the moment you're just operating. So obviously just a cool, calm, collected veteran quarterback making plays.
You and Flory have a bet at all for this weekend? He's a former Montreal guy. You got any action on?
Not yet, actually. Not yet. It's funny you mentioned that. One of my favorite stories to tell Coach Flory there is in 2009, obviously the infamous UC on the last kick, Coach Scott Flory running down the field to get the game-winning field goal. And I'll never forget, as a kid, I'm watching with my dad in our living room, and he's wearing his Ron Lancaster jersey, and he gets up and he throws it on the ground. I've never seen my dad mad before. And like, my dad's a gentle giant.
Yeah.
I tell Scott that story all the time. He just cries laughing. So yeah, we might have to put some action on it this week. It'll be interesting.
Right on. All right, Mason, best of luck, obviously, this weekend. Big because if you guys win, Vanier Cup in your home city, mind you, with the U of S Huskies, but all of Saskatchewan, I'm sure, will be behind you guys.
For sure. I really appreciate it, Barney. Thank you, man.
Okay, right on, buddy. Talk to you soon.